Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at a tournament. I entered a tournament with 55 players, as you can see here, and I tried my best to see if I can still perform in the Show 6 Pick 3 format. I went to the EOIC and I went 0-2, which actually didn't really happen like this because I had to forfeit my second battle. I only played one battle there because I had like an appointment at the Pokemon Center. But today I want to take a look here at the Show 6 Pick 3 format on this channel, and I really hope that you enjoy this type of video because I would like to see this more as like a maybe weekly thing where I just go for one tournament, bring either a spicy team or an interesting team and see where I can go, because I would like to have something like a road to a certain tournament for maybe next season where I could then try to win it or try to do as best as I could, because I never prepared for a Show 6 Pick 3 format before, and I kind of would like to bring it as like content on my channel as well. This depends on you, of course, so if you want to see more Show 6 Pick 3 format stuff, then feel free to leave a like. And yeah, today we're going to take a look at my team, and we're going to take a look at the battles and how I performed in my first practice tournament in I think over like 2 years or something. So yeah, this is going to be my team here today. We're going to have the Talonflame, we're going to have the main star of the show. I want to take a look at this Pokemon here, at my Dusclops, which is going to run a Poltergeist to nuke some opponents. And yes, that definitely worked out a bit, at least. I want to spoiler for that one. We have my Credilli, we're going to have my Wigglytuff, which is really good in the current meta. We have Pangoro, and we're going to have the Alone and Sandslash, which is absolutely underrated in the current meta, I can tell you that already. But yeah, this is going to be it for this one. We can start right into my first round. I got kind of lucky, or a bit unlucky though in my first round, because the first round that I have here, my opponent didn't show up until literally the last like 2 minutes of the round, so like we couldn't battle it out. I got a free win for that, which puts me of course a little bit higher than usual. But actually this team here that I would have battled up against, I would have loved to play against, because actually, for example, my Credilli wouldn't have really an answer on this team. They have 2 Pokemon really weak to Wigglytuff on this team as well, so I would assume they had a very solid chance here against the opponent. My Pangoro wins against 5 out of the 6 Pokemon from the opponent, so I think I would have had a very good team matchup. But with that, I basically start into the second round, where most people have some practice with the team that they brought, and I didn't. And so let's take a look at my actual first round now. So now we're going to have our first opponent's actual team here. We're going to see Clodsire, Superior, the Morpeko, the Lapras, the Mandibuzz, as well as the Drapion. One thing that I immediately saw here as well is that Pangoro actually has a really great matchup. You're going to have at least like 3 Pokemon that you really easily beat, kinda. You're going to have Mandibuzz, which is kinda okay. We have the Superior, which is still solid because you're going to outspeed them to the close combat before they can go actually to what's basically anything there, which is kinda nice. But also, one really important thing here that I see immediately is that the Alone Sandslash is going to have a great team here. By the way, do you enjoy the graphics on the right side? They took a little bit to do, of course, those from the TCG cards, but I think they look kinda nice, so hopefully you enjoy those as well. Makes it a little bit different to like other videos. But yeah, we're going to have an interesting time here. Let's take a look at how the first battle went. First battle is going to start here now. As we will see here as well, as said before, I do think that the Pangoro and the Sandslash has a lot of play, but I also do think that my Dusclops is going to have a lot of play. We're going to see it here in the first battle already. We had a great lead with the Morpeko, but we also have to be a bit mindful because the Dusclops cannot really go up against the Morpeko at all. But also, as said before, if you take a look at the opponent's team here, which Pokemon really wants to beat, especially energy up version of the Alone Sandslash? And that's the thing as well. If I look at the Pokemon from the opponent and the Pokemon that I don't really want to go up against, all of them are going to be weak against the Sandslash, and they don't have a hard answer for the Sandslash themselves. So basically, even if I want to swap out and get some energy advantage on the Sandslash, that is going to be quite fine. They swap back into the Morpeko, and it is insanely important here for me. They win this battle, like they get still this close combat off against the opponent, as now we have the shield advantage, which is really important for the matchup here now for my what's called Sandslash, because I need to kind of get to that drill run here. The opponent stops out into the Lapras, and I'm going to store 2 drill runs here. I don't want to go for it because I don't want to really underline my switch clock that much. But with this, I'm fairly certain that the opponent does not have a move stored yet on the Morpeko, at least not a move that's going to knock us out, so no or real. And I can go for the Poltergeist here first battle with my Dusclops, doing a ton of damage, but I don't actually want to knock them out like this. I either want to get a ton of farm here, or I want to, let them knock me out. And this is going to exactly happen here. Remember, we have 2 drill runs stored here, and so I can go blindly for it because I know if they want to swap out here, they're going to catch the drill run anyway. I don't really need to care about anything. I can just go for back-to-back drill run, win the first battle here, and with the nice win here on the lead as well, the read for it. That was quite an easy one to play down, and we can move on to the next one. So, next battle is starting now. Should I change my team? I did change my team. Was it a smart idea? I'm not too sure, because I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to really use my Sandslash properly. But again, as said before, I do think that Sandslash has a lot of play in this matchup here if we have some energy on our Pokemon, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit of a tricky one, but like we're going to have a lot of great coverage with our charge moves against the opponent's team. Basically everything cannot really take anything. Like we have any Pokemon other than Lapras is going to have a weakness to our charge moves, which is kind of mad. And here we were able to catch the move from the Morpeko. We bait out the Clodsire, but I was well aware of that, and I was okay with that as well, because what we know now is we have energy on our Sandslash, we have the Clodsire, and there's no Pokemon that can take our Sandslash on. And this is the thing that I had for this team here the entire time. Basically, Sandslash is absolutely underrated. There's basically no fighter in the current meta, other than maybe the odd Annihilate, but you're gonna see later on as well. But our team is quite decent against fighting type Pokemon. I mean, actually we have 3 Pokemon that are weak to it, never mind, but we have also 3 Pokemon that are gonna be good against it, so it's gonna be more of an RPS one there. But here we're gonna see the Earthquake coming through, and I know that I just need energy on my Sandslash in order to win the battle. They tried to catch the move here, it did not work out. It is going to be the Drapion, weak to our charge move, weak to our drill run, and we can knock them out before they can do anything. We have energy advantage on our Sandslash. We still have a shield on our Sandslash as well, and it's looking really good for us as I swap back into the Morpeko. I know that the next drill run going to be a bit cheaper than the ones before as well, which is going to be absolutely amazing for me, as now I am going to have the CMP tie, and at this point I know already I should be kind of having this game here. I should be fine. I will be able to knock out the Morpeko, and I still have, I think, the Ice Punch stored on our Dusclops, which is going to be exactly what we need to knock out the Clodsire. We can go for that Ice Punch, and this should seal the deal, winning us the first round here 2-0, which means we're actually 2-0 because the first opponent didn't show up. Taking a look now at our next opponent, we're going to have Pierre here, who is going to run the Annihilate, the Drapion, the Azumarill, the Digglesby, the Mandibuzz, and the Superior. What do we see? What do we see? We're going to see that Dusclops has some solid play against most of the Pokemon. We see Air Slash on the Mandibuzz here as well from the opponent, which is kind of interesting. Credilli is solid other than Drapion and Annihilate, which is kind of cool. Pangoro, though, again, looks really good against at least Drapion as well as the Digglesby. Drapion is kind of a bit of a problem for our team. And then again, we don't have a single answer to Wigglytuff. So Wigglytuff can come every single battle. And against the Talonflame, we also only really have the Azumarill, which can counter this Pokemon. So Talonflame and Wigglytuff look really good for us. And then we have a lone Sandslash, which looks good against everything other than Annihilate. And Annihilate dies to both the Talonflame as well as the Wigglytuff. So I think our matchup is actually quite solid here. And let's move on to the battles. So let's select our team here real quick. As said before, I do think that Talonflame and Wigglytuff has to come basically every single battle. And I do think that Sandslash also kind of works out quite well with them, especially as Wigglytuff is a great save-up right now. So let's select our Pokemon here. By the way, this is a great point at asking you for feedback. I would like to improve the series. I would like to make it a little bit more entertaining for you. I would really like to see some feedback down below. I would like to see some more ideas for those formats as well. I would like to bring a little bit of Show 6 Pick 3 on this channel as well, because I'm kind of really interested in it. I really would like to see Show 6 Pick 3 grow as well as a community. So yeah, let me know down below, but let's move on right into the battle. Here we see already our team that we selected, and we can move on to the battle here. As we see here already, we saw just a tiny bit. We have the Annihilate against an Elite, which is horrible, exactly not what I wanted to face. Well predicted from the opponent, and they're going to have the Azumarill to counter my Talonflame straight away. So our plan completely didn't work out, I would say. But that doesn't mean that we don't have a chance of still winning here. We know that we can still survive an Ice Beam, so we're going to be able to get them kind of low. And this is going to allow our Sandslash to hopefully get a little bit of an energy advantage for later on. Knowing that they have the Annihilate in the lead, I would assume it's mostly a Drapion in the back, because Drapion looks quite solid against our team, having a lot of more neutral play. But let's see on how this is actually going to go. We're going to be able to let the move go through. It's going to be just a resisted player off against us. And with this, we're going to be able to get a ton of energy and a little bit too much. We're now in a position where I have to... No shield. I have to keep my shield for the Wigglytuff. I expected them to swap out to try to catch me off guard with that one, but I was able to call that. And this is changing everything, because now all of a sudden, I only have a Pokemon on the back that can survive any kind of fast move from any of the Pokemon that they have. So we guaranteed get both of our charge moves off. We got rid of the Annihilate. We know that the Azumarill is very low, and look who's in the back. It's going to be Drapion. And as soon as I'm going to get the Fire Shield from them, this game is over. which it is at this point because you have 2 drill runs, and that means I don't even need to use a shield here, to be fair. I'm going to use a shield, it doesn't really matter because I win the CMP die, and I can go for a double drill run. Azumarill should go down to this one, and this should win us this battle here as well. Going off strong so far, like honestly so far no real issues, kinda playing it down. Even though we got hard won in the lead, it didn't really matter. Moving on now to the second battle, we're winning 1-0. Let's see on how this is gonna go. It's going to be a Diggersby in the lead, not too bad, but again we're going to have the exact same team as before because I felt like this team actually works out really well, and I do think this team has a lot of play. They decide to stay in here with their Diggersby, which means they're going to definitely have the Azumarill at home. I highly doubt that they're still gonna have a Azumarill here. No, they don't, and that kind of tells us already that yeah, our Talonflame going to have a lot of play here, and I might even want to invest some shields to this Pokemon. Do we? Let's see. Yes, we do, because we should be able to outspeed them and still get the KO against them. I could go for the Flame Charge here. I do go for the Flame Charge here. And I do think that it's great for me to realign myself. What could be in the back? Superior, I was expecting at this point. But we have to see what's actually going to be. The Diggersby comes back in. It must be Superior at this point, right? So I should go into my... Sandslash to try to get a little bit of damage onto them, and I think I should swap out eventually to see what they have actually in the bag, to see if I can get some energy on that one, and I should keep my Sandslash alive, and so I let the Fire Punch go through. Was it a good idea? It was, because it was actually the Annihilate in the bag, which I thought might be the case here, because Annihilate was quite solid in the beginning already, because there has actually even play against our Talonflame, and they gave up at this point anyway because of my Wigglytuff in the back. And this is going to be it for this one. We go one more round into our next opponent. Here we're going to see the Mandibuzz, the Lapras, the Annihilate. We're going to have the Wigglytuff, the Drapion, as well as the Credilli against us. So which Pokemon good again? Again, we're going to have Wigglytuff having no real answer. We're going to have the Talonflame having also no real answer here. Yes, Lapras is okay with Sparkling Area. Usually it's a good matchup for them. Credilli has Rock Tomb, but no hard answer to those 2 Pokemon. And again, alone Sandslash looks really, really good unless you're going to encounter the Annihilate. And so we kind of are at a similar position as before, where we don't really need any other 3 Pokemon here. You could decide to sometimes even go ahead and go for the Pangoro, if I predict here, for example, that Credilli comes and Lapras comes. So, yeah, Pangoro, basically our bottom 4 Pokemon here look really good in this matchup. So far, we didn't see too much of Dusclops and too much of Credilli, but maybe it's going to change in future matchups, but let's move on into this one. Okay, moving on into the first battle here for this one, we're going to have Elite that is okay, but not great. We're going to have the Drapion against our Talonflame. We're still going to have in the back here, of course, the Wigglytuff as well as the Pangoro, and as they let me go for the fly before they can go for their own charge move, which is usually not the case, they usually outspeed me, I am going to be able to now transfer the energy onto my Wigglytuff, which is going to be way better for us, because as I said before, both Wigglytuff as well as Talonflame don't really have the answers on the opponent's team. Where I could see as well, kinda maybe Bastion getting back into the meta, because take a look at the opponent's team here, for example, and take a look at Bastion. It basically has play against, yeah, everything that's not Annihilate. Like, take a look at our team. We have at least like 2 answers that are really good against it. But I feel like Bastion might come back as well this season, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, we're going to have here the Drapion now taking the fly from us. We're going to be able to swap out into the Pangoro to catch the move. I can still survive one, but I'd rather use a shield here. I hope it's not going to be the Wigglytuff. But wait, we already got rid of the Wigglytuff before, which means take a look at the opponent's team, take a look at Pangoro, and you will see no Pokemon that completely destroys us. They're going to have the best Pokemon against us still in the back, which is going to be that Mandibuzz, but look at the damage output of close combat. And we're going to take advantage now of the situation, use a shield against the Aerial, and we can overfarm. We can stop out here though, clear our debuff, and I'm not too sure if this is going to knock us out. If it does knock us out, so be it, because we're gonna still be able to overfarm quite a bit here, get up to 2 close combats. One is gonna knock out them, one is gonna knock out the last Pokemon, and with this, we're going to be able to go completely unbeaten so far, which is quite ridiculous. And we still have one more battle. We are currently 1-0 in this one, and let's move on to the next one. So let's take a look at the next battle here. We're going to be in the next round. We're going to have the hopefully final battle. If we win here, we predict the lead quite decently, but this is actually not as ideal as it seems. And you will see me here swap out trying to catch the move. It did not work out, but you might think, oh, why did he swap out of there? Actually, Mandibuzz can win the matchup because of Snarl damage plus Dark Pulse being very solid and our fast move being resisted because we're running Shadow Claw on our Sandslash. But as you will see here, we're going to have the Drapion coming in. We're going to go for the full farm down here as well. and the Mandibuzz is going to come back in here, which means they're going to be weak against in the back, which means it's very likely going to be Annihilate in the back. So if we can keep alignment, that is going to be very, very important for us, because apparently they don't want to face the Wigglytuff at all. So they're very likely ABA weak to Wigglytuff. That's why I thought, and I'm completely wrong. It's going to be Credilli, which I'm fine with as well, which also does make sense though, because they don't really want to get hit by an Ice Event, I guess, and don't really want to reveal their entire team, which they had to do now. And I'm not too worried, because I know as long as I keep my shields for Talonflame, I'm gonna be fine. I'm not gonna shield here, I'm gonna swap out straight away. I know that they can still go for a Rock Tomb before they go down here, but the shields that I still have left are going to allow me to just use a shield here, knock them out, just farm them down, and knock out also the opponent's Mandibuzz, where I don't have to use a shield at all here. This is going to be quite a simple one there as well. And for sure, so far, my Talonflame and my Wigglytuff are ridiculously strong against the current meta here, so definitely something to look in for you as well. But let's move on to the next round. And my next opponent is a very, very scary one. It's a regional winner as far as I know. It is a player that hit Legend as the first person in the world before. So yeah, that is a player that I'm well aware of being a very, very solid one here. And so yeah, I was a bit scared, because I feel like a lot of times I'm a little bit unprepared for a lot of those tournaments, and now I kind of want to test and try to get better with stuff, so I have to battle the best of the best. And so let's see on our matchup here. It's actually quite okay, because again, Wigglytuff has a lot of play other than against the Magneton. Talonflame is okay, but not really that great actually. Talonflame I don't even know if I really want to bring here right now. I don't think that the opponent brings Togetic, which kind of opens up a little bit more of Pangoro, because Pangoro is good against the rest. Togetic loses against all of our Pokemon that's not Pangoro. Alone Sandslash looks like a really good one again here. I feel like Alone Sandslash doesn't really have a hard answer. But what I'm kind of worried about offensively is going to be the Magneton from the opponent, because looking at our team, we have Pangoro to deal with it with the offense, but we don't have anything to resist its hit, and this is going to be the biggest issue, because take a look at our team. We have 3 Pokemon that hits were super effective against us with the Magnet Bomb or the Discharge, and it's going to be a bit scary, so let's move into the first battle. I know the first battle is actually the most important for me, because I need to have kind of an advantage, and I get this advantage kind of early on having the Pangoro here, but again, I do expect that they're going to have the Magneton in the back here, just because of how good it is offensively against us. Again, we're going to have Pokemon that's going to be able to completely destroy it, for example, as well, if we would get it against us. But like, if they have a little bit of an energy advantage there, it's going to be quite impossible for us to beat. And we're going to get the boost here early on, which is going to be kind of nice with the bait that we had. And we're going to use a shield here as well, as now we can go for the close combat. This would knock them out for sure, but I can also try to keep my Pangoro alive. And never mind, I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to swap out of here and keep the close combat. And this was a bit of a mistake, because if they have the Magneton in the back, I rather would have had, oh no, wait, maybe it wasn't a mistake? It was actually the better play to go for, because if they had the Magneton in the back, and I would have went to the Credilli here, they were swapped out straight away into the Magneton, then they had a solid matchup still against the Sandslash, doing a lot of damage with their Magnet Bomb. I'm not too sure I would have won this in the one-sheet scenario. Most likely, I think I would have won it though. But yeah, now it's going to be us against the Azumarill. We can go for the Drill Run here. They still have a shield left, but I have another Drill Run. And with this, I'm going to get the shield from the Magneton here, and I'm still going to have the close combat start afterwards, and this means they're actually going to let the move go through here. We're going to be able to win the first battle against a very scary opponent. Do we have the same luck in the second battle? Well, let's find out. We're going to have the same lead here, and we're going to have the same kind of matchup, because I felt like Credilli has quite a lot of play here. I think, oh no, we actually, yeah, no, we have the exact same matchup here. I feel like Credilli has a lot of play here. This time around, I go for the close combat straight away. They don't really fall for it. But I do feel like it's best for me to swap out and go into my Sandslash, because Sandslash has neutral play against everything. They sadly get the defense drop here immediately, which is a 30% chance. Let's see if this is actually going to matter or not. We're going to have the Aqua Tail coming through here. I'm gonna see the Azumarill coming in. This is going to allow the Azumarill now to fully farm me down quite easily, and I predict that they're going to have the exact same backline as well, but I have to kind of somehow play around this one. I think it would have been better most likely for me if they... I mean, maybe it actually helped me that the opponents got the debuff there. I'm not too sure about it, but I'm gonna go into my Credilli now and try to overfarm like quite a bit here. Ice Beam is coming through. We're gonna be able to go for the Grass Knot now, which I think is actually a mistake. I should go for the Rock Tomb here. Rock Tomb makes more sense, because Rock Tomb knocks it down as well. They go into the Magneton. I can overfarm. I can go for the Rock Tomb here straight away to drop the opponent's attack a little bit. but I'm not too sure if it's going to work out for us. They go straight for the move. That is actually really important because now our Credilli goes down, but we're still going to have our Pangoro here for this matchup. I have to try to catch a move most likely. So they're going to be out of energy on their Magneton. I'm going to use a shield here. I'm going to try to fish for the boost again with the Night Stitch. I'm fairly certain they're going to be forced to use a shield here anyway. Let's see. They do decide to use a shield. I do get the boost. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to win this though. They're going to get the Aqua Tail off and they're going to get me way too low. I have to go for the Night Slash. Can we fully farm down the Magneton in time? It is going to be very, very close here. Can we farm? Cannot. Can we still farm it down here? They survive with 1 HP. So yeah, in round number 5, even though I only had to play 4 of them, we are 1-1, and so this is a decisive battle here on who's going to be able to win this. We are kind of the only people currently that are unbeaten so far. And I have a very solid lead. I have a Germnaa in the lead, and I really like this one, and I think it's a great lead for me to play around with, because I have the fast move pressure, which is neutral, I have the draw, which is neutral, they have the resisted charge move damage coming in, and I do think I can actually utilize this here quite a bit. They sub onto the Drapion, and I'm kind of happy about it, because I can get the Ice Punch off, which should allow me to get them kind of low with that. And I decide to sacrifice my Credilli. Why do I do this? Because I predict, of course, that they're going to have again the Magneton in the back, and I don't need my Credilli for that one. Credilli would have been for the Azumarill, but Azumarill is gone at this point as well. And so it's going to be an interesting matchup here. Can we still win this one? They go for a Crunch, we survive with 1 HP. This is perfect for us, because it's going to allow us alignment later on. And so Rock Tomb is going to get the shield, and I can just go for the full farm with my Pangoro. Pangoro is going to feast on this Pokemon. I should use a shield here. Why do I not use a shield? It's going to be debuffed though. It doesn't do that much damage. It's not too bad. I'm going to try to overfarm a little bit here as well with my Sandslash, because I know that no Pokemon can take the Sandslash here. And now I'm worried. Is it going to be the other Fairy type Pokemon in the back? Is it going to be the Togetic? I'm a little bit worried here, but I can not go for the full farm down. And this is so annoying, because using this shield here now, which I didn't need to use, but I'm expecting the Togetic in the back, completely gonna change the battle for me, but I make a crucial mistake, and you're gonna see it exactly now. I go for the Ice Punch here, that is totally fine. They go into the Drapion, great catch, I actually didn't see it at this point, but that is fine, great catch there. I didn't go for the Night Slash. And I think this cost me 1 fast move, and this 1 fast move did not allow me to go for back-to-back Night Slash here, because they can farm me down. Well played by the opponent. They're gonna be able to win the battle because of this. I am actually not too sure. I'm gonna go back here as well. If I maybe actually still did get the 1 turn through there, I can slow it down a little bit here, commentating over it. I actually never commentated like this, but I want to see. Yeah, I lost 1 fast move here, and this lost me the game. This means I would have won easily, by the way, this matchup, if I went straight for the Night Slash, because then the turns would have been reset, so I would have got the free sneak in through for their charge move, which I didn't get here, and I would have been able to win the battle here. And this would have allowed me to be 5-0 after 5 rounds, but now I'm 4-1, and there's only 1 round left, and that's kind of unfortunate, but I'm really happy about it, because I lost through my own mistake, and it's not down to the team there, and that's something that I know that I can improve on later on, and I know that I have to go straight for the Night Slash there, because I lose 1 turn from swapping out, and this is quite valuable information, and we can now move on to the last round. The last round here, we're going to have a Blastoise that we have to go up against. We're going to have a Togetic again. We're going to have Credilli. We're going to have Spiritomb, which I'm a little bit scared of. And we're going to have the Drapion here. Clodsire is also in here. Clodsire I would expect is going to become every single battle, which means I'm kind of forced with Clodsire. That I might actually be forced to run my Dusclops again. I might be forced to run my Talonflame, because it's still okay against Clodsire, because I don't have Stone Edge here. So let's see what we're going to do with this battle. I definitely am a little bit worried about Blastoise, because I get pressured to run certain Pokemon that are really bad against Blastoise, and Blastoise is going to be a little bit tricky for me to deal with. But also I could see here even that Pangoro has some play, because as I said before, Togetic doesn't have play against my team other than Pangoro, and that's way too risky to run for them. So yeah, let's see on how this is gonna go. As said before, I did expect that Blastoise would be the more scariest one, so I expected it would be in the lead, and it was in the lead, which is really nice for me, because they're going to go now into that Drapion, and I don't have an answer for it. I don't have a clear answer for Drapion, which is a bit of an awkward thing for me. Like, honestly, this kind of holds me back quite a bit. But I can go ahead and go for a close combat here and get the shield. And I can swap out into my Sandslash. I think, no, they might be in Ice Punch range. So I try to go for the Ice Punch. I can let the first move go through here for sure. But I'm a bit worried, because I'm still okay against the opponent's Blastoise in the back here with my Dusclops. They survive with 1 HP. Thanks for this, forcing me to use now no shield actually, because I still survive the awkward here. That's really important, because now it is down to my Pangoro against the Blastoise. I know I resist the fast move, so I'm not too worried about the fast move damage here from them, but they catch the move onto the Clodsire. But it's okay, because I still have my Dusclops, which is the hardest answer here. And I know they have Sludge Bomb, they have Earthquake, so I have to go for Earthquake against us. They don't have Stone or anything like this. And I hope the 2 Ice Punches are going to be enough. It's going to be very close, but with the extra Hex damage, it might be okay. Let's see here. Dusclops going to take that Earthquake like it's nothing. We can go for another Ice Punch. Is it enough to knock them out? It is still going to be a bit of a scary matchup here. It is going to allow us to get the Ice Punch onto the Blastoise. Great catch from them, but they're energy dry now. Like, they should be also not... They don't have a shield anymore. We can go ahead and we can go for a shield here, and I think we win. I think we're gonna be fine. We can get the KO straight away here with the Close Combat. It's a CMP type. That is perfect. Close Combat is going to get the KO here. Pangoro is sweeping. And as we'll see, they're gonna get into their own Clodsire. We can try to go into our own Dusclops, and we still have that Ice Punch for them. We use a shield here, hoping it's going to be the Earthquake. They go for the bait, but even the Earthquake, I'm fairly certain Dusclops is capable of surviving, and so we will see here, Earthquake going to connect. We can go for the Ice Punch. This is going to allow us to hopefully do a ton of damage, enough to knock them out, and we survive with just a few HP on our Dusclops. And this is going to be the final battle of today's video as well. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate if you leave a like. Let me know down below what I should change for this style of video. Would really appreciate it. But as we'll see here, we're going to have now Drapion against us. That is going to be definitely a matchup that is going to be quite neutral, but we should be able to win this as a Shadow Sandslash in any shield scenario actually, which is kind of cool. We go for the Ice Punch, get the shield from them, which is perfect, but I can just go for the Drill Run spam now as well. Funnily enough, it doesn't really matter if you go for Ice Punch or Drill Run here. In terms of pacing, I should actually just always go for the Drill Run. Drill Run is going to be a safer play. If they let the Ice Punch go through, they still survive. So I would always recommend you just go for the Drill Runs here. It's a CMP type, I take it. I take the KO, I take the realignment for us. Because with the Pokemon that you have in the back here, I have an answer for everything. I literally have an answer for everything for what I still have left. And for example here for Clodsire, oh, they swapped into the wrong Pokemon. And that makes it way easier. They swapped accidentally into the Clodsire. I want to go into the Blastoise. For Blastoise, of course, I still have the Pangoro, which I know that survives one hit. For basically everything else, I going to have still the Dusclops. And with this, I win the battle. That's going to be it. And this means good game to the opponent. They were a little bit sad about misclicking there, but that is fine. Yeah. That is, of course, unfortunate. I think still I would have won this battle, I have to say. I still think I would have won this. I would have just let them farm me down with a lead there. Like, they would have got like 2 fast moves in there. I would have been able to get up to Close Combat. I would have started. And then I still had the Dusclops against the opponent's Clodsire, which I think would have won me the battle. They quit here. But this is going to be it for this video. And as you're going to see here right now as well, I got the 2nd place here, just behind the one player that I lost against as well. And I only lost because of my own mistake. And I'm super happy about it. I couldn't be happier. A lot of really good players were in here as well. Colin 6, for example, as well, like I think 3 times regional winner. I don't know, like definitely a lot of people that you most likely recognize already as well, and it was a lot of fun, and I definitely want to do more content like this, but you have to let me know down below. Do you want to see more like this? What can I improve? Do you like this type of content? I would really like to bring as well some theme teams for like those kind of tournaments. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.